Let's go.
Oh my God, the quarterback is toast. Hit it again. Hit it again.
Let's go.
Hit it again. Hit it again. Oh my God, the quarterback is toast. Hit it again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's special episode of the Frisco Report with my co-host, Mike, Cowboys Corner in the house. Mike, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, you guys? Joe, welcome, man. This been a crazy football week, guys. Before we get started, I want to make sure that we're going to go through our topics, and then if you got some questions you want Joe or me or both of us to answer, drop them down below. This show is going to be like a Tesla, hands-free, careless driving, all right?
That's a good way to describe it, man. That's a very good way to describe it, and it is what it is. Cowboys went to Green Bay, bro. A lot of guys injured on their side of the team. We were fresh off a bye. Couldn't get it done, Mike. Couldn't get it done. We're talking about a lot of stuff here, Mike. Main thing here, Dan Quinn still hasn't figured out the Hellraiser puzzle for the run defense. What's going on here? Will it ever get fixed, or is this something that we're going to have to deal with? What's your thoughts on this, Mike?
Yeah, the Lion said it after that game. He said, if we don't do our job, stick to our assignments, and not try to do too much, that will fix itself. Jerry Jones came out and said that we got the power, we got the manpower on this team to stop this run defense. And honestly, I don't see it. I don't.
No.
I talked to fifth quarter Cowboys. Big shout out to my dude there. Before the game, I said they're going to run it down our throat. Any offensive coordinator knows that's where the weak link is, right? I mean, look at the Eagles. Eagles, their weak link, they got a bad run defense also. Look what the Commanders did. And so any offensive coordinator is going to look at this Cowboys defense and say, yeah, we can run the ball on these guys. Why? Because our guys aren't soft. I don't know what's going on, but we don't got the right guy to go in there and plug the middle. We thought we had that Baconator when we got Hankins, but that's not the case. Also Digizua, not the case. Quentin Bohanna, not the case. They went with Terrell Basham instead of going with Goldston, and a DN versus an interior guy, knowing that your defense is there. They fumbled that decision, playing Basham over Goldston. So they got a lot to clean up here, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't know how Dan Quinn can fix it, but he needs to fix it fast.
Man, well said. You took the words right out of my mouth. A lot of fumbling, bumbling. The Golston one really stood out to me because he's mostly a run defender, but he can bring some heat, right? But yeah, man, these defensive tackles, man. And Jerry Jones, obviously the salesman that he is, lies to his teeth with snake oil. They're not. We don't have the talent. We don't have the talent in the middle there. Osa, Quentin Bohanna, these guys, I mean, they're okay, but we don't have that premier defensive tackle, right? So, the offseason workouts. Look how this guy runs around the cone. Dude, I'm sick of the bull crap, bro. Like, some of these guys just hype these guys way too high, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's part of the letdown is like you get caught in the moment of watching these spring workouts, these guys working out in shorts, cutting around dummies. It's not the same. It's not the same, man. And now we're seeing it. We're getting shredded every game now. The teams, they found the weak point, the chink in the armor. And I think it's more than a chink in an armor. It's a hole, right? We got a big old gunshot hole in the armor. And they're tearing us up, man. Turning this up. So, Mike, it really hurt us here in this game here with the Packers. They just ran right to the win. We just it's almost like they laid down and gave them, the easy field goal to get the win, Mike.
You know, Dak Prescott had the ball plenty of times for us to win this football game. We can say the defense did this, the defense did that, but your quarterback threw 2 picks. They got 14 points off of it. Your quarterback got the game, the ball there towards the end of the game. And, Mike McCarthy, a 4th and 4 call, Joe. It wasn't good, all right? People are saying that's the right call, not taking the field goal, going for it on a 4th and 4, yada, yada, yada. If you miss the field goal, they get better position. If you miss the 4th and 4, you lose the game with the field goal. Either way, I'll take my chances with the field goal. And if he makes it, you're getting him on the 25-yard line.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So, it didn't make sense. Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. I'm not in the boat of the not kicking the field goal was the best decision. They should have kicked that field goal. They should.
Yeah. No, and I think McCarthy in some of his post interviews kind of admitted that he took this game very personal. I think a lot of the play calling, especially at the end, was personal. Like the field goal, any other game, I think he would have done the field goal. This was like, oh, I'm back here. I got to get revenge, and just totally screwed up, man. Totally screwed up. You could at least, like exactly what you said, Mike, go for the points. If you miss it, at least they get the ball right there. But at least you tried to get points.
Right.
So dumb, so frustrated. I was so pissed off. I'm still upset at this crap because it's the true colors of the Cowboys. When the time comes for them to take advantage of certain situations, they continue to fail game in and game out. They should have won this game. They could have gained a game on the Eagles because the Eagles screwed up there with the Commanders. So the Cowboys loss is even worse now because you could have gained, but you lose ground. So real shitty outcomes, and we'll see what happens here, Mike. But yeah, that's that there. A run defense not good. Dorrance Armstrong missing in action. Time to get him back out. Let's put Sam Williams in there and just take over. Like that's enough. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of players that I think have kind of so they started out hot, man. You know what I mean? But the defense seems like it's kind of cooling down now at the wrong time of the year.
Talk about who?
Kellen Moore sucks, bro. All right, guys in the chat box, let me know. Are you tired of Kellen Moore's play calls? 40, what was it, Mike? 46 passes for Dak Prescott in this game?
Yep.
They were having success running the ball with Tony Pollard and Malik Davis. And again, they get away from it. They start slinging the ball around. Dak Prescott with the happy feet bouncing around. I thought he was going to vibrate off the screen. I was like, dude, this guy is nervous, bro. He ain't in it.
Dude, Kellen Moore, like, I don't know why everybody's so shocked with Kellen Moore. He was a backup quarterback. Tony Romo went down. Dude broke his ankle. Dak Prescott got the round, right? Nobody wanted this guy but Scott Linehan. Say that with me. Scott Linehan. Nobody wanted this guy. And then all this hype revolving around him. Oh, he's a guru. Oh, all these, we never lost at Boise State. Oh, like, come on, guys. Like, we got to stop this crap. Look what Josh Daniels is able to do with Miami Dolphins. They both, one or the other was going to get the job. Josh McDaniel or Kellen Moore. They went with the guy that wasn't even scheming in a Kyle Shanahan's offense. They went with that guy versus a guy that's been calling plays and has experience calling plays, game planning, et cetera, et cetera. They went with Mike McDaniel, and that's paid off. If Kellen Moore went to the Miami Dolphins right now, they would be the typical old Miami Dolphins, period, right? Miami Dolphins got that right. You look at Kellen Moore and who the tree that he was coached under, Jason Garrett, all right? Jason Garrett is doing NBC Sunday Night Football. He's not even coaching. College didn't want him. Duke didn't want him. Nobody, the Giants didn't want him. Nobody wants him. So you look at the tree, Scott Linehan, where is he at, right? You look at the tree that Kellen Moore fell over, and everything that he learned under is not even in the National Football League anymore. That should tell you something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kellen Moore, if the Cowboys fire Kellen Moore, I highly doubt he gets any position in the National Football League.
Yeah, it's a tree from rotten apples, bro. Just nothing good from it. Hit it on the head. And the other thing too, the scheme sucks. We talk about like you just said, if Kellen Moore was in Miami, what if we had one of these Shanahan guys? CeeDee Lamb's production would be crazy. You know what I mean? Justin Jefferson is still my number one receiver from that draft class. CeeDee Lamb kind of looking like, the typical Big 12 type of receiver. Big 12 receivers, you know what I mean? So he did have his catches in this game, Mike, but if we had a guy who had a better scheme, I think you would have more more consistency from CeeDee Lamb if we had a better scheme for him. I don't like how they're using him here. It's feast or famine here with Kellen Moore and CeeDee Lamb. So you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? This isn't like Miami or the 49er offense where that these guys are gonna be productive game in and game out, whether it's Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Debo, these guys, in those schemes. But with CeeDee Lamb, Mike, it's what kind of game you going to get from him? You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Kellen Moore's got to go, bro. My question to you, Mike, is how would he be gone from here? What would it take for Kellen Moore to be out of here, realistically, in your eyes?
Dak Prescott has to say, get him out of here. That's what it's going to have to take. Dak Prescott's going to have to either say, trade me or fire Kellen Moore. There's no way that this offense and Dak, it's the same route tree. You turn on all 22 film, it's the same route pattern. You can see it watching the game. You don't even need 22 film, Joe. It's check downs. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles and what they're able to do. Yes, it was with Cooper Rush, but they knew our routes. Why? Because it's the same exact route tree. You look at that play when Dak Prescott threw the jump ball to Michael Gallup, right? It was 4th and 4. Nobody was in the realm of even making it close. You dink and dunk on 3rd and 10, but you send everybody gone on a 4th and 4. Kellen Moore. What in the world? What's your thinking here? Mike McCarthy is going to have to grow a pair of cojones and say, I'm out unless you get rid of Kellen Moore. Or Dak Prescott's going to have to say it. One of those two guys is going to have – there's no way that you could tell me that these players look at Kellen Moore and say, he's the guru. I think Dalton Schultz mocked it. I think they caught it on Sound of the Sidelines a couple of weeks ago. I think Dalton Schultz mocked it.
Yeah. This is all facts, bro. And you're right, man. It's going to have to take Dak to speak up, and these guys are buddies. They're comfy. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's going to happen, but you're right. That would help expedite him getting the hell out of here. I don't see anybody offering him any head coaching jobs this upcoming cycle. I really don't. Dan Quinn probably. You know what I mean? But Kellen Moore, I don't see him being in the cycle. But the only way I see it happening is exactly like you said. Somebody's got to speak up, or there's a complete cleaning of the house. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton comes in here, installs his own people, this sort of thing. But that's way down the line. We don't know if that'll ever happen. But those are the only two ways: a new regime, or like you said, Dak speaks up and says, "Hey, let's we need something better here." You know what I mean? Or maybe the receivers start speaking up some more, because it's the same old route trees, bro. That's why it's feast or famine with CD and these guys, because They know where they're going. They know where the landmarks are gonna be at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's terrible, bro. Terrible. Kellen Moore's got to go, bro. Now,
He has to.
Dak Prescott, Mike. You know what I mean? It's this is another subject of contention with fans. You know what I mean? Same with Romo. You know, but can he win the big games, bro? This is considered a big game. You know what I mean? Going up to Green Bay, getting this win against a 3-6 sucky ass Packer team. 2 interceptions that got flipped for 14 points. So what is the deal? What is the deal with that? Can he not win the big games?
Not at all. You look at the overtime game versus the Raiders, couldn't do it. You look at the Cardinals game. You look at the Broncos game. I mean, they look at the Chiefs game. You mean to tell me your defense holds 19 points to Patty Mahomes at home the first time ever in his career, and we can't get 20 points from this offense? We can't get 20 points. Like, look, I said this stat, and I got to go back and probably update it, but Tony Romo, and I'm not comparing Tony Romo to Dak. I'm just giving you option A to option B. We're going to go from A, we're going to go to B, and Dak is B, right? A. Tony Romo in his entire career had 10 games where he didn't throw a single touchdown. 10 in his entire career. Dak Prescott is already sitting at 24 games of getting shut out in 7 years. 24 games in 7 years, not throwing a single touchdown in 24 games. Romo, 10. Dak Prescott, you called him happy feet. I love that. We all know Dak Prescott's footwork ain't the best. We're talking about a 7-year veteran quarterback that's getting paid elite money to win elite games. Okay? I don't know how these excuses keep going. I went back to that video where I put all those stats up about Dak, and I was reading the comment section. And I wanted to comment on that video and say, what's your thoughts on Dak now? After that 49ers game, after the Cardinals game, because I made that video right after the Thanksgiving game, bam, before December football. And I wanted to ask him, but I didn't. Dak Prescott cannot win the big game. And I've been saying this since 2017. I've been seeing a lot more people coming around. Oh, you're just a Dak hater. I was called racist, Joe, because I was quote unquote a Dak hater, right? And it blows my mind the extent that people go for with Dak Prescott. And I only have one question: who's better, Tony Romo or Dak? Everyone's Tony Romo's better. So why are you settling for a downgrade at the quarterback position? Why? You want to upgrade. You want to get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I don't get it.
And I'm there too, bro. And my last video, that's it for me. 7 years, bro. And the excuses from these guys, it was the whole shit this week, miscommunicate. Get out of here with the bullshit, bro. He's been with CeeDee Lamb for 3 freaking years. Stop with the excuses, bro. God, dude, it drives me up the fucking wall, bro. Miscommunication. Eat this Kool-Aid, drink it, and pass it on to the next fan. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Just cut it out, bro. It's not miscommunication. He's got to deliver the ball. He's got to see the field. 3 defenders right there. Stupid crap, bro. All right, so on him, receivers, it could be, but 7 years of this, bro, and it's always an excuse. Now, and I'm for bringing Odell here, but after this crap, I'm like, is it gonna help? I don't know, bro.
He's not going to help. Look how Dak started off the game with the under and overthrows. Look how Dak Prescott started. And dude, it's so funny to me because people are like, "Oh my God, Dak Prescott's passer rating after the Chicago game. Oh my God, Dak attack is back. Dak attack is back." I can tell you, Dak attack went flat. There's no Dak attack against a sub. It's Aaron Rodgers. They had a losing record. But you look at the good teams. If Dak Prescott throws the ball 30 or more times, Dak Prescott has a losing record. When Zeke or any of the running games get 20, 19 or less carries, Dak Prescott has a losing record. I'm tired of the excuses. It's time for Dak Prescott to elevate. You mean to tell me Cooper Rush can get the ball to Noah Brown, but Dak Prescott can't? You mean to tell me, CeeDee Lamb had 100 yards, but that was the first 100-yard wide receiver for Dallas Cowboys this season. All right? All these garbage time stats, all this inflated stats has to stop, and you got to look for Dak Prescott at what it is.
And the other thing too here, Mike, is that this front office has done a very good job of feeding fans as far as like settling for who's in front of them. 1989 is the last time the Cowboys have used a first round pick on a quarterback, right? They want to find the gem. Jerry wants to be credited with finding the gem in the rough, right? And then they're gonna stick with this guy until they can. They stuck it out with Romo until literally his back was broken. And Dak, I don't know, man. I think that they might do the same, and they're gonna miss out on some talent. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, maybe you are gonna draft a bust here and there, but at least you're trying something else at some point. You know what I mean? So I just don't think that he has that pedigree, bro. Like, I'm not a Dak hater, but I've seen 7 years of this already, enough of it. And this game was just like, I saw how nervous he was. There's no Brady pedigree in him. There's no Montana. There's no Aikman. There's none of that killer edge. I can put this crap on my shoulders and win the whole thing. I don't see it, bro.
Give me a game where he's done that.
Yeah.
Give me a game where he's done it.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something to see what this front office does for the long term. And let's say we get into the playoffs, bro. How many of us in reality, bro, think that we're gonna make a run?
Last year, I said we're gonna be one and done.
Yeah.
Last year, I said we're gonna be one and done. I got to see this team finish up November because we got quick turnaround games in November. Then we launch into December.
Yeah.
I want to see how we finish in November, and I want to see the first 2 games in December, and that will determine how this team's going to be in the playoffs. And I'm not talking about go score 50 on the Texans and scream Dak attack and passer rating. I want to see Dak Prescott against the Minnesota Vikings defense. I want to see Dak Prescott against the Philadelphia's defense. I want to see him against the Giants defense. I want to see him against the Colts defense. There's a lot of defenses that's going to tell us where this offense is going to be and can we stand any chance into the playoffs, Odell Beckham or not.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still would like to have Odell here. I think it would help, but it's just I don't think they'll do it because Stephen Jones. It goes away from what he does. But you gotta Dak needs a full armory, bro. He needs a full armory just to be effective. You know what I mean? So, it's not like these other guys who have. I mean, I don't know, dude. That loss really opened my eyes to the bullshit, and I'm just like, all right, man, I'm gonna ride this out for the rest of the year and see what it is. But if the Cowboys are gonna continue to be the warm up fight for a championship team in the playoffs, they need to change it up and do something else. Sell the freaking team. I wish, bro, but they won't. That won't happen, right? So the thing is, the Cowboys are almost becoming the floor mat in the playoffs. Like, okay, we made it. This other team is hot right now. They're going to beat us up, and then they get to the Super Bowl, and we're just part of the wins that they got. Like, game 1, Cowboys in the playoffs. Then divisional championship, Super Bowl. I mean, Tampa Bay. Who will it be this year? You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could, because there are people out there, bro. Right, Mike? You and I see it out there. The guys that are like, we're going to do this. We're going to guarantee a win. We're going to do this. It's not realistic. This isn't
Right.
that type of team where you're freaking just whooping everybody game in and game out. Like that's not Dallas right now. And it hasn't been for quite a while, you know?
No, 100%, dude. And you know they'll come out here with that mentality. And look, I mean, look, I probably never yawn in a football game because I'm amped up, I'm ready to go, emotions are high, dude. I yawned in the 49er playoff game, and I yawned in this Green Bay game because there's nothing going on. It was boring. I probably clapped my hands when we got the special teams turnover. I mean, that's probably I was like, all right, let's go. You know, this team needs somebody that can like Dak Prescott. Everyone calls Dak Prescott the leader. Listen, if you ever been into any competitive sport and anything, tennis, basketball, football, the guy that you call the leader has to put pen to paper. He has to execute. He has to be able to lead by example, right? There's a couple of players when Amari Cooper said it in his interview when he went to the Browns. He said, my former teammates, he didn't say who, whether it was Raiders or Cowboys. He said, my former teammates texted me and said that they were jealous because I get to play with Deshaun Watson. That's a shot to Dak Prescott. I don't care what anybody says, right? So if Cowboys get into the playoffs, man, we need all hands on deck. This defense is getting tired, Joe. This defense cannot keep putting up with this time of possession bull crap. Micah Parsons is getting hit left, right, front, back. Tank Lawrence is out there balling, taking a pay cut. I need Dak Prescott to step up. Go make your money. You win a playoff game, Dak, I might buy your jersey. You win 2 playoff games, I'll buy my whole family jerseys.
No, yeah. You said it's perfect. I mean, that's what has to happen here. When the team needs to be uplifted somewhere, the leader, the face of the franchise, like that, he's got to do it, dude. He's got to play smarter. He can't freelance and do stupid crap, bro. He's got to hold himself accountable. He can't rely on, fans and analysts like letting him off the hook with, miscommunication. Oh, no, none of this was his fault. I mean, yeah, bro, it's going to be interesting to see, where these guys end up here. The next one here, man. I mean, this game, let's talk about it. And the other thing we need to talk about on defense, Mike. What happened with Deron Bland? we miss Jordan Lewis, bro.
Oh,
In this game, as I was watching Bland get torched like twice, they couldn't cover the rookie. That was the other embarrassing thing here. Mike, you said it in your post game. How do you let that happen, bro? A rookie wide receiver who hadn't done crap the whole season all of a sudden has a breakout game against you. But my point, Mike, is Darren Bland going to have a bounce back game? And how much do we miss Jordan Lewis already?
I think Deron Bland is going to have a breakout game. I'm a big Fresno State Bland fan. All right, rookies are going to play like rookies. All right, we drafted him late. This is a good old notch in the belt, right, for Deron Bland. He learned, hey, if I do this with my hips, I'm going to get beat. If I cut here, if I cut there, I'm going to get beat. So this is going to make Deron Bland better. All right. Trayvon, he don't have the he actually is pretty fast. He has to learn and go to Trayvon Diggs, put on that film and say, Trayvon, how do I do this? How can I get better at this? This is going to help. All right. There's young corners that have that high ceiling potential that Deron Bland has that can correct this and fix it. Now, because he's going to be playing all season. Now, if we're December 24th, right, and he's playing Smith there with Philly, and some minor things happen, but he recovers, the light bulb click for Deron Bland. I love that, right? So it's all about fighting that adversity, learning from it, and getting better. Jordan Lewis is missed because of the veteran presence. He's been burnt plenty of times that he can learn. Anthony Brown's been burnt so many times, and he's still getting burnt. That's the difference. Do I want a burnt Jordan Lewis who fixed it, or do I want a burnt Bland who played like Anthony Brown and don't fix it? Give me the Jordan Lewis Bland, and I think we're going to be okay at corner.
Yeah, that's a good assessment there on Bland. Let's hope that happens sooner than later. Mike, the schedule, like I said, coming up is somewhat favorable as far as the Cowboys having 3 home games in a row. Obviously, the next game is on the road at Minnesota, but then you have 3 home games in a row. The Giants in the rematch, the Colts, all right, who are kind of a mess right now, and the Texans as well, who are, kind of run hot and cold, but are still pretty competitive in all their games. They've been pretty competitive. That to me is a trap game up the butt. How do you think? What will our record be within these 4 games coming up here, Mike?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
If we go 3-1, and right now we're sitting at 6 and 3, that'll put us at 9-4. 9-4. Okay, that's a pretty good record, right? Pretty good record. Ideally, you would like to run the table there on those 4 games. The loss, Mike. Which of those games are you predicting the loss?
Oh, the Vikings game. I don't see what Minnesota was able to do and Josh Allen threw the pick. Made a bad decision. Blah 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 blah. But the way Justin Jefferson stepped up, and we know Trayvon Diggs isn't going to travel with Justin Jefferson, so we're going to have young corners. Kelvin Joseph sucks. All he is a special teams player. I said it on the Frisco Report before, and someone tried to argue with me.
No, he does suck. He's no good.
Trayvon Diggs isn't gonna mirror Justin Jefferson. All right, we're gonna have. You think the running game's bad? Kirk Cousins is gonna. You're gonna wonder who the hell is this? Like the black Kirk Cousins of Dak Prescott, whatever y'all call that. You're gonna be like, oh, that's the white Cousins right there. That's crazy. Because he's going to torch us. He's going to torch us. Just looking at the film, doing the IQ test, Vikings are a high-powered team on both sides of the football. And if we don't clean up anything at all, and we still have the generic playbook of Kellen 1 quarter more, and our defense don't make the plays they need to make, it's going to be a long game. I really think this is going to be one of Dak Prescott's game where he doesn't get a touchdown, and we're going to be looking at probably 9-23, 24 Minnesota Vikings.
Is this, in your opinion, Mike, and everybody in the chat box, is this a must-win, or is this a game that everybody has just kind of put at a loss? Like, is this a must-win to stop possibly a total tailspin? Like, what's your feeling on this, Mike? Is this a must-win?
Listen. If these guys want to make any statement to the National Football League and say, you know what, we came off a bye week, we had a bad game, we're up 14 points in Green Bay, don't count us out, they have to win this game. Because it's the whole motion of we can't beat good teams. Yep. We've had that motion for since Dak Prescott's been a starting quarterback, exclude 2016, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. It's been the motion, it's been that notion. Can we beat good teams? This is going to determine how we go forward as a franchise, especially if we hit the playoff bracket.
Mm-hmm. Everybody in the comments, must wins. I see a lot of must wins here. Zach Packett's a statement win. Yeah, I think definitely it is. It would need to be, right? Because just what Mike said, this is a Vikings team. They're, what are they right now? 8-1?
Yeah. 9-1.
9-1. I mean, these guys are pretty damn legit. They took it to the Bills.
8-1. 8-1. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's going to be a tough game. So this would be definitely a statement win. That we can go on the road and we can beat a good team who's going to be in the playoffs, because Minnesota, barring some kind of complete meltdown, they're going to be in the playoffs, right? O'Connell's got that offense humming. Justin Jefferson, Thielen. They got T.J. Hawkinson. That's going to be a problem. Right? That's going to be a tough guy to cover there for the Cowboys. It's going to open up a lot of stuff for them. I think that was a brilliant trade for them and the running backs, Madison and Cook. All right. I'm I don't know, man. If we're getting gashed by some of these other guys, and you bring in like a better pedigree, like a Cook who's got the home run speed, yeah, we could be giving up 200 plus yards in this game. So gotta win it, man. Gotta win it, bro. Gotta change the narrative right now that they can't win big games. Right, you hit it right on the head, Mike. That's gonna be something else, guys. If you got questions or comments, let us know in the chat box, and we'll talk about it here, guys. Any questions on the upcoming game, player personnel, this sort of thing, drop it there in the chat box, and we'll put it on the screen and we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike mentality that always comes up short in big games. Yeah, man, it is, man, and he's gotta come in here and shake that narrative off because it's real for the fans that don't put their head in the sand, right? Like a lot of us here. It's real. Like he's got to get it done. He's got to get it done.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Henry Smith, what can they do about the horrible run defense? You know, Mike, when I saw this game, I don't know if we mentioned this, but we may have. It brought back. This is why Dan Quinn lost in the Super Bowl. No adjustments. 28-3, choked it the hell up. They lost. When I saw what was unfolding in this game, it reminded me of what is it about Dan Quinn where he can't in some of these big games lock it up. You know what I mean? And this one was I just don't think they have the personnel right now to fix it, Mike. So do you want to take a shot at this?
Yeah, man, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take the players themselves to be accountable. Michael Parsons said, if we don't stay in our gaps, this ain't going to get fixed. So Michael Parsons, the leader, him and Tanker, the leader of this defense, and piss poor tackling, bad angles, not doing your keys like you're supposed to do. You're gonna get gushed, but I think it's more than that. I think it's beyond that. It's too many consecutive weeks where it's been 120, 130, 200 yards of rushing on us. Why? Because this is the National Football League. They're high-paid offensive coordinators out there that want to expose that run, and they know they can win exposing the run, right? So it's going to be it's going to take a lot for this defense to step up. Trade deadline's over. Nakadama Sue ain't coming to Dallas, right? So this house inside here, benching Goldston for Basham ain't gonna fix it. Keep Goldston in the lineup, keep them keep the guys rotating, and lay the wood. Lay the wood on that running back. Lay it. That's all you gotta do. Be physical. Be physical.
That's what they got to do, man. They got to be physical, man. You make a good point too. It's they have to bring Golston back in the mix, man. They can't go with Basham. Basham, I've never been a fan of Basham, man. He doesn't really do anything at all. You know what I mean?
He drinks wine with Randy Gregory.
Yeah, I mean he likes to get hurt. He likes to sit on the bench and cheerlead from the bench, and then when he's active, barely does anything. So they screwed up there. Hopefully they fix that, activate Golston, because all hands on deck, man, for run, because they're going to come at us. And until this team proves they can stop somebody, a nosebleed of some sort, these offensive coordinators are going to keep coming at us, man. And it almost seems like it doesn't matter if it's a star pedigree running back. You know what I mean? That we just, and we have the Titans on our schedule. That's Derrick Henry, bro. Are we talking 300 yards in there? I mean, dude, that guy's nobody wants to tackle that guy. So we'll see what we get through these games. You got Minnesota, Giants. You got Barkley. Indianapolis. You got Jonathan Taylor. Texans. They have the up and coming Damian Pierce. All right, Malik Davis's running back mate at Florida. looking the part, really, really making a name for himself as far as one of the young up and coming running backs. So next 4 games, run defense is going to be tested up the ass. There's no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what else we got here in the chat box, guys. Questions and comments? Questions and comments in the chat box?
The Dallas box of chocolates. 1980. You funny, dude.
Yeah, bro. Where's 1980 at? Let's see.
It's the first comment in there.
Oh, yeah. My boy, 1980. Great show, guys. Appreciate you as well. 1980 in the house.
Primetime feel.
Dallas box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Exactly, bro. You just don't know what you're going to get. And that's not championship football, right? It's not. It's it's just not, right? Like, you see teams that make the championship runs, and it's not this. They're focused. They know what they want. And yeah, man. Well said there by 1980 in the house. Primetime Phil. What's up, bro? Primetime Phil in the house. I enjoyed his post game as well yesterday with Game Time Brian. They got a good show going on over there.
They have a really good show going on.
They got a good show, man. I mean, there's good content creators out here that will say it as it is. Primetime Phil, 1980, ourselves, Cowboys Corner, and the others that just want to stick their head in the ground and say, "Oh, the flowers are blooming, butterflies and shit everywhere." You know what I mean? Like, it's not the case, man. We want a championship, and we're tired of the excuses, bro. So, what happened this year? Are we going to end the year like we have every single year since 1996? That's a long time, bro. Decades, bro. We're talking decades already,
We're talking a generation, Joe. A generation's 30 years. We're talking about we haven't drafted a quarterback in an entire generation.
That's just nuts to me, bro. Out of all the teams, only the Cowboys have done that. Everybody else has trial and error or something, right? Trial and error. Like, yeah, maybe you do draft a bust, but okay, I drafted a bust. Go do it again.
You're gonna suck. You're gonna be right there again.
Yeah, like, yeah, man. Or you gotta have some balls, bro. Like, I the way I think about it is my prime example of having balls was the Kansas City Chiefs. They had Alex Smith. He was okay, right? Alex Smith was a bus driver type of quarterback. Lift that skirt up, grab those balls, move up in the draft, and who did they get? Pat Mahomes, bro. One of the goats, man. They had the balls, bro.
Yeah.
So
I know.
they have to think about at some point doing that, man. You can't keep just hoping, bro. The hope doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
It
No.
doesn't.
It don't. And that's why, when we say we gotta stop buying the jerseys, there's so many it's America's team. There's so many Dallas Cowboy fans that they're so optimistic, and then they're on national TV with a camera in their face, crying in the stands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Henry Smith, 27 years of disappointment. So many people, including the Jones family, in a state of denial about everything concerning this team. Yeah, totally, bro. And now Stephen Jones, it looks like a worse version of Jerry Jones. like you had Jerry who was willing to spend money. I mean, he was trying, God bless him. But Stephen Jones, he's like the anti-version of his dad. Now, he don't want to spend any kind of money. No. That's why, the old Dell thing, it's more of a pipe dream, right? Like, I think it would be nice to get him in here, but Stephen Jones, ultimately the man with the wallet, right? So what are the odds?
It's I don't know how you can. I get it, building through the draft, and they've really built through the draft. I mean, Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs and Oso Digizua and they've really set themselves up. Kudos to them. They didn't draft a safety. They went and got out Malik Hooker and Jaron Kearse, and we're like, okay, Malik Hooker, Jaron Kearse, who's that, right? So they fixed their safety position, right? And now, they abandoned this offense. Like, we need some killer instinct mentality, and we just don't have it. And I've said this, Simon says, big shout out to him, another content creator that speaks his mind, tells the truth. I put in his comments, I said, Jerry wins off the field Super Bowls. Jerry don't win on the field Super Bowls. Off the field is where he wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's sad. It's he's living in the metaverse. He might as well go to Facebook,
VR.
go in the metaverse, and do it there, because it ain't happening right now. Stevie Mac 23 in the chat box. This is a great question, Mike. If we lose the next 2 games, is it basically game over for us? What do you feel like, Mike, if that happens?
I don't see us losing the next 2 games. The Giants, man, who the hell's scared of the Giants?
But hypothetically, if you do lose the next 2, what's
it's
your
not
thought?
over. No, because you're expecting to lose 1. So if we bump another one, and that's 3 in a row, though, what kind of confidence will that do to this young team if you lose 3 in a row?
Yeah, if you lose
right?
3 in a row, yeah, is that the tailspin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that what that is? So
it very well could be.
That's why this game, damn it, to me it is. To me, like when we talked about earlier, right? To me, it is a must win, because you can't win. I mean, you can't lose 3 in a row, because the Giants
can't lose 3 in a row.
Like the Giants. I mean, they're gonna fix what they screwed up in the first game. That's gonna be a tougher game, I think. So
when's the last time we won on Thanksgiving?
That's the other thing, right? When was the last time we won at Thanksgiving? I feel like we've lost a couple in a row now. Somebody looked that stat up if you have time.
Look that up, please.
But yeah, if let's say hypothetically, right, Steve, Matt, you lost 2, right? That would put us at 6 and 5. You're when you're in the 6 and 5 range, I think you're probably getting knocked down.
What are the Commanders doing? Are we going to be in the basement at 6 and 5 by then too? What's our seating look like? Are we even going to make the playoffs? Right. There's a lot that goes into that. Yeah,
no, it's a great question, Stephen Mack, and it does. It kind of puts you in your team.
5 years. Thank you, Simon says. 5 years since we won a Thanksgiving game.
That's incredible, bro. There's been a lot of heartbreaking games on Thanksgiving. I always think about Thanksgiving. It's like, man, these guys ruined my Thanksgiving, giving me heartburn, right? So,
oh my God, 5 years. There's a chance we could drop 2 games, dude. There really is. We could drop 3 in a row. There's like a 75% chance we can drop 3 games in a row, including the Green Bay game.
Yeah, it's the mentality of this team. They got to win this game for sure, and they got to win Thanksgiving. If you lose Minnesota, the next game becomes the next win, because you got to avoid a losing streak. If you get on a losing streak, this shit could go down real quick, bro. We've seen it before.
We'll have those fans. The sky's falling. There's still plenty of time. No, there ain't plenty of time, buddy. We're in November football. All right.
Bro,
when you eat the bird,
man, that drives me crazy. The whole we have plenty of time and relax. Nah, man, you can't relax.
That bird, football's almost done.
Yeah, bro. Like, there's no relaxing at this point anymore. There's no we have time. There's none of that right now. Now you're in the part of the season where you're either going to be like the title. Are you a contender or are you a fraud? We're going to find out in this little stretch here what we are, Yeah.
Like, there's still a lot of football. You eat the bird, you say Merry Christmas, you get drunk on New Year's, and you're sitting on the couch watching the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That fast.
Yeah. Great question here. Will McCarthy have the Cowboys ready for the Vikings?
Probably not.
And this is why I wish he was the dang play caller, and then there was no questioning, like, who's the play caller, because he knows the Vikings, right? I mean, it is Kevin O'Connell. It's a different regime, but you kind of know, like, the vibe and, the the division and this sort of thing, and the players, right? He still knows some of the players that are there, even from back when he was coaching. But man, he's got to pull out all the whatever he's got to do, smashing watermelons again or whatever the hell he was doing. That one, he's got to do something to get it going again, bro. Like this is a big time game, bro. This is going to be another playoff type of scenario. You know, the stadium's going to be sold out. They're going to have it's going to be loud. It's going to be a ruckus crowd. It's going to be a playoff type of game, Mike.
No, it is. You're going to be hearing that stupid school, stupid shit. Right?
Yeah,
Dumbest. I'm so glad Cowboys don't do no stupid shit like that, dude. I wouldn't know what to do. I probably wouldn't do some stupid stuff like that. And then the Eagles had that stupid chant. The Buffalo Bills. I'm glad America's team, America's fans, they stay like we might be delusional in some things, but dang, we oh good Lord. But it's gonna be loud in there, right?
Yeah,
and so the Cowboys, Dak, the defense, it's a team effort. It was a team. We could throw Dak, we could throw Kellen, we could throw Mike McCarthy, we could throw them all under the bus. At the end of the day, that was a team loss. They cannot have that in Minnesota. If they do, if they get behind 10-0, the game's over.
Yeah, they gotta clean up a lot of stuff there, bro. All phases of the game too. Turpin, he ain't looking good anymore. The romance with Turpin, it's gone. I don't think he's that good, man.
Exactly, Simon.
Let me field the ball right here. Let me almost screw up this crap here. That guy scares me now, bro.
Yeah.
We got a super chat here. Give me cash. I'm hearing rumors Odell will end up in Buffalo. I swear I never want to do Anthony Doo-Doo Brown on the field as a starter. The guy concussed himself. Yeah. Let's talk about the first part of Give Me Cash comment here. I'm hearing Odell to Buffalo. That's probably what's going to happen, right? He's going to end up somewhere besides Dallas, right? That would be a good fit there. You know, they want to do an all-in move there. And, you know, I think that they feel like they need another wide receiver, right? They lost Beasley, and they didn't really feel that. The rookie Shakir is not really doing it there, so they might do that, you know, to get back in contention. Because right now they've been losing some games, Mike. But this one here, Mike, it's almost like the greater, the lesser of the two evils, right? Like Anthony Brown or Kelvin Joseph. It's just yeah. I for me, I still take Anthony Brown over Joseph. Joseph sucks.
100%.
He's terrible, bro. He's not. I mean, he's gonna be one of those guys that they just keep on the roster, and he just he walks off in free agency. Kelvin Joseph is not gonna get a second contract. He's a bonehead kind of guy off the field. And I don't think he takes the position serious, bro. I mean, a special teams ace for a second round, not good, bro. They messed up on that pick there.
Yeah. No, Odell, like, I don't know if Odell goes to the Giants. I think the Giants are one and done team. I don't think Odell goes there.
Yeah.
If you look at the Cowboys, we're potentially a one and done team. Does he go here? The only people that gonna make a run is the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo, maybe Tampa Bay. I mean, they're stacked at wide receiver though. You'd be surprised. I don't know. It could be anybody, but I don't think he's coming to Dallas. And then
Tampa's
Anthony Doo-Doo Stain Brown. No, it's interesting, man. I'm telling you, like, Deron Bland needs to hurry up and fix those mistakes. Trayvon Diggs needs to start trailing their number one wide receiver, period. I don't care who we're playing. Trayvon Diggs needs to learn how to trail, and you'll see some stuff happen that's just a bit different. So trail Trayvon, and you might see a difference in this defense.
Yeah, they might need to do that, bro, because that is scary, bro. Justin Jefferson versus Kelvin Joseph or Deron Bland. Anybody not named Trayvon Diggs versus Justin Jefferson is going to be scary, bro.
I will take Bland I will. Kelvin Joseph just needs to play special teams. Get him off the field, please. Right.
Yeah. And,
I
and
think
and even then, he's making penalties and special teams.
exactly.
He's driving me
Exactly.
crazy. Him and Hendershot every
Yes.
single game. Those guys
Yeah.
have me
I
pulling my
think,
hair.
I don't know. I'll take Bland covering Thielen, and Kelvin Diggs needs to get on that big time wide receiver over there. Seriously,
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, one of the guys that we covered him very good in the draft. That was
Yes, we did.
your number one guy, Mike.
That was my number one player in the NFL draft. To go back to the Frisco Report and go watch it. TheFriscoReport.com.
Mm-hmm. Joe Cotta, this is a good one, actually. Did the defense actually miss Anthony Barr, Mike?
No. We were still getting gashed with Barr. We're getting gashed without Barr. Now, Barr takes better angles than, say, an LVE. He takes better angles at tackling. But I don't think he's like, oh, my God, Anthony Barr has to be here. But Anthony Barr needs to play against the Minnesota Vikings. That's his former team. If he don't play, we're going to miss him because he's going to bring that extra juice against his former team.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would like to see him in this game just for that fact there's something to that. Players, everybody, these guys do take it personal. I mean, look at McCarthy. He took the game personal, screwed it up for us. Players, too, they take it personal. Hopefully he can get in there and give us that juice, like you said, Mike, because it's all hands on deck here. You know, they're going to come at us hard and heavy with the running game, and, you know, it's going to open up their passing game. You need to get in Kirk Cousins' face and force him to turn the ball because he will turn the ball over. Kirk Cousins will turn the ball over, but you got to give him that pressure. You got to give him the happy feet. Give any quarterback the happy feet, they're going to throw interceptions left and right because they don't have their feet set, and you're going to have underthrows, overthrows, you know, this sorts of things. So I wouldn't mind, you know what I mean? You know, there was a lot to be said about Damone Clark. I think that was a little overhyped as well, as usual.
Oil was out early, Joe.
Yeah, so he has a long ways to go. Damone Clark got a long ways to go still. But
he need to change his jersey number. A linebacker should not be wearing 33.
Yeah, 33.
I hate this number change crap, dude. I absolutely hate it. God, I hate it.
Questions and comments here. Let's see what else we got here in the chat box, guys. Great conversation today. Oh man. Yeah, it's gonna be love this, but this could be Minnesota Massacre. Unfortunately, yeah, it's either gonna be competitive or it's gonna be a massacre. That's the only two ways I see it. You know what I mean? And I don't see us blowing them out either. So it's either gonna be a close game or they're gonna take it to us. So yeah, Simon says I could totally see that part, bro. Yeah, totally. This is a good comment here. Oh, where to go?
That's a good one. Dan Quinn needs to do something.
The draft and corner. Yeah, the Cowboys need to start. You know, seeing if they can bring some guys in competition in here.
Yeah, but here's what scares me with that, though, Joe. I'm not trying to rebuttal you or play devil's advocate here. Jerry Jones wanted to go after Paxton Lynch. So how is their scouting department in evaluating quarterbacks?
That's the thing. That and I was thinking about this very damn thing in the shower, bro. I was like, you know what? Man, I wish we would draft. Wait a minute. Do we have anybody in house? I don't think we do. I think that scout left back in the 80s, bro. Because they haven't. I mean, look at all the guys they've drafted. It's terrible backups.
Mike White was good. They just had to develop him.
Mike White. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, still, even him. You know, you had Dustin Vaughn. They tried to make him the next Romo. He was terrible. Danucci. He had his own nickname. His upside down stupid caps. Dude, they just need to bring in a guy. I think they need to bring in somebody into their scouting program because obviously they don't feel confident in doing it. You know what I mean? So I think you're absolutely right, Mike. they probably don't have the guy in house that can evaluate quarterbacks legitly, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't think they do.
do they need a job? Yeah, they obviously they definitely do. But
They wanted
man,
Paxton Lynch under a Will McClay scouting department.
yeah, and to follow up, I think Stevie Mack is right on the head here. Sean Payton would be an evaluator. Sean Payton wanted Sean Payton scouted the hell out of Pat Mahomes, wanted him, and knew that he would be a badass quarterback, but they got leapfrogged, right? They got leapfrogged by Kansas City. They had the balls, and they did what they did. So, Steve Mack, you're right. That's perfect, bro. I think that's the only way it happens. That's the only way that any of this happens. And it's kind of a shakeup. You bring in Peyton, you shake this thing up, let him get his own quarterback. I mean, you'll have, Dak or whatever. Bring in somebody here to who'll be the next person. So, yeah. Give me cash with a super chat. LVE is such a soft linebacker, moves slow, bad angles. Yeah, it's the angles is the main thing with LVE, right, Mike? And you mentioned it too. The angles that he takes, I think is where he's deficient in. The angles that he takes, right? He's got the motor. There's no doubt about that, man. But he could be more effective if he would take the angles and hit the player faster than later. You know what I mean? So,
well, it looks like we got. I don't know how true it is. I'm still checking sources, but Antonio Callaway signs with the Dallas Cowboys.
If that's true, that's it. There's no Odell here. That's the death blow, bro. Because I saw that they worked him out like a day or two ago, and if that's the case, sayonara. That's gonna be it. That's a reclamation project. Callaway had off-field issues with the Browns. Going back to college, that's a reclamation project. That's going to be one of those, Will McClay specials. But no,
He hasn't played since 2020 with Miami.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like this one.
5'11", 200
think
pounds.
this is a good comment by Eric Montoya. MG13 struggling out there. I think part of this is that they rushed him out there. You know what I mean? I think we're getting real desperate. I really knee injuries to me are like a 1-year thing, right? And he just doesn't look like the same Gallup out there, Mike.
No, we had the question right here on the Frisco Report, Joe, is one of our topics. Does Michael Gallup change the dynamic of this offense, right? And I said, no, Michael Gallup doesn't change anything. Michael Gallup, when we had this situation come up last year, we got hurt. He came in and didn't elevate this offense like he was supposed to, or the expectation that we put on him to supposed to, right? He's coming off an ACL injury. He was kind of limpy. With the knee tweak or whatever happened, an ankle tweak, I don't know what happened there on Sunday, but Michael Gallup flourishes when Amari Cooper's on the field. Lamb flourishes when Amari Cooper's on the field, right? So, Michael Gallup's is a solid number 3 wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb's a solid number 2. We don't have the number 1, and Antonio Callaway ain't going to be a number 1.
Yeah. Disappointing. Oh, this is funny, man. This is funny because this is true. Muggs Maxwell, we're probably lowballed OBJ and settled. Here comes the hype train. Yeah, you're going to see the hype videos of this Callaway kid. Don't go for it. I mean,
all the stupid film sessions. Good God.
Yeah, he's been on the street for a reason. You know what I mean? Cowboy, like I just said, it's a reclamation project. This is a Will McClay special, hoping that he can hit on it. I don't know.
They brought him onto the practice. People are like, it's a practice squad signing. Listen, Jason Peters was a practice squad signing too. They're signing to the practice squad. He's going to learn this offense, and then they can elevate 2 players to the 53-man roster, people. Just
Yeah.
because the practice squad rules have changed, guys. Work with me here.
Yeah.
Work with me here. Quit the practice squad signing crap. The practice squad is different.
Yeah. Muggs Maxwell, wide receiver by community, and that's what it's been. And the Cowboys front office, they do a good job of selling this crap to the fans, going back to training camp. Oh, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna look at this season at the end. Remember when we had CeeDee Lamb and who? Fehoko, who never turned into anything. 5'3" USFL guy. You had you know what I mean? It is wide receiver by committee. They're dumb. I mean, the Cowboys, they put themselves in the corner here, man. You know what I mean? They dug their own grave when they got rid of Cooper. They should have kept Cooper, man. Now the price of Cooper's price tag with all the wide receiver numbers that have already come in after the trade, super cheap right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys, they're a disaster, bro. Brent,
Antonio Callaway. Good Lord.
Cowboys need to come into the run and play defense. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they try to fix this. They tried it, they try to get Hankins in here. It's a step in the right direction, but he's not a Vita Vea. You know what I mean?
No.
He's not one of these
Sue.
Yeah, he's not Sue. He's not one of these big guys who
He's not anybody from the Ravens interior defense.
Yeah, he's not that. And plus he's 30-something years old, right? 30. So Hankins is somebody they should have drafted when he was a rookie. I liked him coming out of Ohio State. But now, you get him at the back end of his career. But I mean, at least with Dan Quinn, at least they're trying. Now, if Dan Quinn leaves, and takes a job somewhere, that voice is going to be gone. And you're probably still back to drafting these smaller athletic guys who don't really do crap, right? So, yeah. That's interesting, bro. I know what you mean, Brent. Yeah, they got to, but I don't know if we have the personnel here yet. Well, I know we don't. I know we don't have the personnel yet. We got a lot of hyped up defensive tackles, I tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But great show, guys. Love all the chats every here, all the great questions here. You guys knocked it out the park as usual. Mike, great conversation with you as well, bro. Great show tonight. Let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already, bro.
Yeah. _ Cowboys Corner there on the Elon Musk page. Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube. You might think I'm bipolar if you follow me on Twitter, but that's okay. Stick around. I'll follow back.
Yeah, you gotta follow Mike on Twitter, bro. Mike and I, it's like when game time's here, I love reading Mike's tweets because we're like on the same wavelength, man. We're like, oh man, like you know what I mean? Like it's that kind of deal, man. So we appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you guys hit like on your way out. Subscribe and share, and we'll see you next week for hopefully a win. Peace, everybody.
Peace.